Where are we going live?
We are going live on Facebook and YouTube.
Just on your personal page or on your...
No, we're going on the men's page. Men's shed page. That should be there.
Oh, yeah, I got a message. You got one?
Oh, yeah, we're live.
Did you get a little notification to say we're live? What does it look like?
No, I just did a read that looks like we're streaming on YouTube.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, you can press play.
Yeah.
Oh, Anna's joined in. So can you send the message then?
Yeah. Okay. So let's what I'll do is I'll close that page because that's going to hog it down if I do that. Okay.
Oh, this is really weird. There's a bit of a lag on it.
Facebook Live. Apparently going to YouTube, there's a 10-second delay. Going out to Facebook, there's probably going to be a delay as well.
This is really weird because I've got the iPad set up next to me.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the iPad, but then I look at you and then I look back at the iPad and my eyes look to the right. It's very weird. And then if I turn around and speak to Anna, and then there's definitely quite a bit of lag. Oh Jesus! And we've got 15 viewers, 18 viewers. Hello everybody, how are you? This is some really weird experiment that we've got going on, which is Marcel set up, where we're going to try and connect the offline Guernsey community or the online Guernsey community to the men's shed, and possibly spend about 10 to 15 minutes talking absolute rubbish and marveling at modern technology and how badly it delays. It's all a bit weird at the moment. We're just getting used to it. But let us have some comments just to see if anybody is actually watching this and what they think of it, and whether in this time of complete and utter insanity and craziness, that this is something that we can do that perhaps can connect a community and give some of our men's shed followers and shedders an opportunity to perhaps step out of their houses, but virtually, if that makes any sense. As you can see, I'm winging this totally.
So you may know, if you're a shed page follower, that we on Friday had to take the somewhat difficult decision to suspend shed activities for the purpose of protecting our members from the whole spread of coronavirus thing. In case you've been living under a rock, the data is coming in that coronavirus can have significantly more serious complications for people the older they get. So 60, 70, 80 plus gets more and more difficult. So we just figured we have a duty of care to look after our members. So we decided to suspend shed activities. However, that completely cuts against what the shed is all about. Ben's shed is about reducing isolation, particularly for elderly men. And now we're saying don't come to the shed, which is a real pest. So we pledged then to look at ways that we could engage people, and through our Facebook page is one of them, using pictures and videos and text as normal, and then through YouTube and other streams online. So we're experimenting with this. It's called StreamYard, and that allows us to do live streaming direct to Facebook and YouTube. Let's just show you some of the other things we can do. We can set up little ticker tape jobbies. Okay, and my brother-in-law, Craig, has just said the YouTube stream is working. So Craig, if you can add a comment, what we'll do is we'll just add in a comment. So who's this? A Facebook user says that she loves the way it's on women, Ruffleberry. Enough said. And there's somebody else saying, yes, I'm watching, it's clear, and I think it will work well. Thank you very much. Mysterious, faceless Facebook user. So it can do all that sort of stuff. We can stick up images of shedders, which is rather good fun. So I can leave the banner going for the time being. We can take that comment off. Rob says, I've got you. Sounds sort of under my skinish. Rob being a song for every moment kind of guy, he is no doubt singing the full lyrics of I've got you under my skin, crooning away. What other, shall be another Facebook user? People are coming in as sort of anonymous Facebook users, which I'm puzzled of. Great idea. Hope all goes well. Thank you very much, Mr. Anonymous or Mrs. Anonymous. And what else can we do? Let's live life on the edge. Let's play a video.
Ooh.
Let me turn off some of these extraneous items and then do a bit of jiggery pokery, and you can watch a video.
The doors have opened to Men's Shed. A first for Guernsey, it's a space to encourage conversation between men about their health and
We're getting audio.
And you can pick up some new skills along the way.
It's the sort of place you can come along. You don't have to actually do anything. Although there's a workshop here, you don't have to do anything practical. If you just want to come up, have a chat, talk about your holiday, talk about what makes you happy. You can talk about what doesn't make you happy. You just say anything. Nobody's going to care. This is a nice thing about it. You don't have to worry. There's no retribution here. You just come up and have a chat and be yourself, really.
The aim is to reduce loneliness and isolation, giving those who visit the chance to chat, pick up a hobby, and let off some steam.
They're all very friendly people, and they welcome you with a cup of coffee and a bacon sandwich and so on and so forth. So it's really nice. It's really, really nice to have such a friendly group, and you meet so many different people.
The ethos behind the scheme is to give men on the island a safe space to talk in a non-pressurized environment.
Put them shoulder to shoulder, working on something, and through relationship, people share, and it's normal and it's natural. And I can testify that the conversations we've had along the way have, ranged from utterly ridiculous, naughty jokes through to really serious health concerns, and it's come out of relationship.
3 years in the making, and now Men's Shed is open to the public and ready to get those conversations rolling. Marina Jenkins, ITV News.
So how about that? So big thanks to Marina Jenkins of ITV, who did that for us. Who comes probably about 4 or 5 months ago now, I suppose. Yeah, around November time. It was part of our opening, wasn't it? So the unmute Mark's mic, that's better.
That's actually the first time I've seen that report, and it's amazing. I like your big box of screws that you emptied as well, Marcel.
Manly box of bits.
Yeah, big box of metal.
Okay, Rob messaged us just now saying it is very clever. And can you do barley twist? What's barley twist? Sorry, I'm missing something.
I think that might be his autocorrect doing something.
It could be, or it could be a song lyric. Knowing Rob. So he also says, how do you like the new lathe? Well, here's an update. We received a brand new lathe last week from Martin. I won't use surnames without permission, which is absolutely jolly marvellous. But I saw that when Robert dropped it off at the shed, Rob's put a note on it saying, do not use yet or it will be damaged. What is the problem? I wonder if Rob can just chip in and tell us what the problem is.
He just wants to be the first person to use it.
Yeah. So, anonymous Facebook user. Hi guys. Where exactly is the shed, please? Mark.
Okay. Depends which way you're coming from. If you're coming from Morrison's at St. Peter's, other food supermarkets are available. But if you're coming from Morrison's at St. Peter's, you go past Lesbourle's vegetable stall on your right-hand side. And then the next lane on the right, opposite Airport Emergency Gate number 1, is called Rue de Heche. You turn into Rue de Heche, and about 150 meters or yards, depending on your metric or imperial persuasion, on the right is a hedge veg stall. On the side of that is a little sign that says Men's Shed, and we're in that vinery. It's the old Sandpiper Vinery. You'll see the shed at the end of the drive. Bring your wellies at the moment. Well, no, don't bring your wellies at the moment because we're not there. Yeah, when we're up and running fully, that's where we are. Big double wide packing shed. You can't miss it.
Super.
Opening hours. So Marcel, we're open Wednesday afternoons from 2 p.m. until 5-ish, and Saturday mornings from 10 p.m. Until 2-ish. There's lots of ishes when it comes to the times that we're open. If you arrive about 12:30, go on.
10 a.m.
10 a.m. Yeah, did I say p.m.?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, it's been a long day. We're open from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. ish. And if you arrive around 12:30, someone will shove a bacon and sandwich into your hand, and probably a cup of tea as well.
Yeah, we do a good line in mugs of tea and coffee. And to that end, we've just commissioned our hot water boiler gadgety thing. So we're no longer tethered to having to boil a kettle, fill it and boil it and fill it and boil it, which is all part of the ritual of making a brew. But actually, when you just want to get some teas out to people, there's nothing like being able to just go and boiling water just flows straight out and give life. So big thanks to our plumber Brian for that, and Dave's sorted out the electrics. Or just getting a message saying audio it looping. I don't know what's going on there. Sorry. We'll investigate that in a second. Yeah, so that's our new thing, and we've got usually a big stack of biscuits. Although I say that, we have just finished off the last box of biscuits. So if anybody wants to support us with biscuits, having
Probably not for
said
a few weeks.
the question was, where is the shed? And that's a very good question, and the opening hours is very important. However, if I can show you the website, let me spin that screen sharing thing, and I can make up another screen sharing thing, go to another application window, and let's try sharing that. See if that works. Oh, look at that. So this is our web page at sheds.gg. The bad news is we're at the moment suspending shed activities because of the whole corona thing, and trying to get into the swing of this self-isolation thing, before they bring out the Guernsey militia to enforce the isolation thing. We're aware that means people aren't coming to the shed, which is all about getting people out of isolation and into a community and engaged in stuff. That's why we're experimenting with this. This is currently broadcasting live to YouTube and Facebook at the same time. And we're exploring the possibility of reaching people who are technologically isolated as well. So it's one thing to be socially isolated, but there are people who are already members of the shed and beyond. So I've just had it confirmed that the audio problems Craig was having was just at his end, so good news. So people who are technically isolated, then how do they even access this kind of stuff? So what we're looking at, and we really like some people to help us and brainstorm with, is the possibility of providing people with some device, be it an iPad or iPhone or something along those lines, that can hit up the YouTube stream, and through pre-arrangement of a phone call and relationship building, we can say, all right, 2 o'clock on a Tuesday, it'll be, you know, an hour of shed chit chat on YouTube, and we'll provide you the technology. Now, of course, you've got to do all the infection control around that, because you don't want to just hand over, you know, have someone come into your house because of infection control. However, we can look at ways of, I might bring an iPad to your house and then disinfect it, get all the YouTube set up and the stream running even ahead of time at sort of 5 to 2, and then hand it over through the door all sanitized. And then I'll go and sit in my car and join in the discussion in the car. And, you know, person in question in isolation in their own home can then just sit and enjoy the chat. Both just enjoying the chat, but also if they know how to use the comment section, then they can contribute and be part of the conversation, which is what we're kind of hoping that we might be able to do. So if you're an IT bot or in telecommunications, would you please drop us a line? Probably the best way to get hold of me is marcel@makerspace.gg. So Marcel@makerspace. Oh, I almost spelled it right. Not. Marcel@makerspace.gg, and I can show that. So you can email me on that address, and then we can possibly work out a way of doing this. Either if you've got spare older iPads or something similar kicking around and wouldn't mind them being used for this, or if you can help us with the telecommunications. Obviously, we need some data delivery for people who don't have Wi-Fi and computers and stuff like that. So if you can help, that would be great. We've started some discussions, but we could do with more brainstorming. Am I right, Mark?
Yeah, indeed. It's something that we're very aware of at the moment, that, you know, that we need to reach out to people in the community and get them together and get them talking. And some of those people won't have that tech to do, or the tech available to do this, and might need some help getting it all set up. So I think it's a good opportunity, not only for the shed and the shedders, but for perhaps the wider community to look at other ways of communicating with each other in times when face-to-face conversations and social meetups aren't the best thing to be doing, to be honest.
Very cool. Thank you for the words of encouragement that are coming in from Facebook users. Okay, so an anonymous Facebook user. Good evening. To keep me busy, I'm launching my YouTube channel featuring a basic cookery course for those who can't. I can feature a men's shed logo if you wish. That's very kind of you. Thank you very much. Would you please?
Sorry, I reckon that I know who that could be.
Well, let's hope so.
Yeah.
That would be excellent. Can you, mystery Facebook user, can you reach out to me on my email address on screen, marcel@makerspace.gg, and then we'll see what we can do. We are not sure where this is going to take us, but we can have up to 6 people contributing on screen at any one time. So that gets interesting. That means we could have a cookery segment on the show. What do we call it? Do we call it a show? Do we call it a stream? So many questions. Oh, we've got 1 like on Facebook. Thank you, Gary. We've noted. And I can see on our stats here.
I was right.
Excellent. Yeah, thank you, Neil. Yeah, thank you, Neil. That's excellent. So Neil is a shedder who came to us, let's guess, about a year ago. And he came with one question. I want to come to the shed because I want to teach people how to cook. Is that compatible with the shed? That was pretty much his approach. And the short answer is yes, yes, yes. The only downside is that we are still making lots of mess in our renovation phase. We've got the kitchen up and running, and that's good. And Neil has been very generously serving us on Saturdays by becoming the cook master general for Bacon Butties, 12:30 every Saturday, if we're open. So thank you, Neil, again for that. But yes, as soon as we've got the clean and quiet shed up to a standard which means you won't get bits in your food, then we're going to be running cookery courses. You know, the sort of cookery courses where you can stick it all in one pot and keep stirring, and suddenly there's a full meal that pops out the pot. So yeah, pretty exciting. So thank you, Neil. And yes, Neil, if you're going to be launching your YouTube channel, it doesn't say when, but it's evidently coming soon. That's going to be a really cool thing for us to hook into. So thanks for shouting, Neil.
At the moment, he's told me 17 different ways to cook a slice of bacon. I'm pretty impressed with that.
Okay, we've currently got 2 YouTube viewers, and we've currently got 8 Facebook viewers. It's jolly exciting, this, isn't it?
It's very clever.
It is very, very clever. I'm just trying to think what else we can do. I might show you another little video if I can line one up. Mark, what can you tell us about shed life while I go and fast?
Oh, you're putting me on the spot myself. Shed life. I think what our shedders are the shedders that are visiting at the moment will probably tell you is that shed life mostly consists of an awful lot of banter and an awful lot of giggling and laughter, and the making stuff bit is completely secondary to that. It is one of those magical places where you can just go and talk absolute rubbish and someone will find it amusing. Either that or someone there. There's so much knowledge in the shed about anything and the guys love sharing that knowledge with you. So whether it's down to doing a little bit of wood turning, putting together, I've seen a crib being made in the shed for a newborn baby out of pallet wood. Yeah, you think, I'm going to make a pallet wood crib. That sounds pretty shoddy, but looking at it, it's amazing. It is a fantastic bit of craftsmanship that is going on, and it's just being done with such good humour and such good good atmosphere that it is truly inspiring to watch the guys getting together and putting this doing shed stuff, and that's what it is basically. It's just a bunch of blokes in a shed just having a bit of a laugh, but at the same time you got to ask yourself what would we be doing if the shed wasn't there? Would we be in our own sheds, just keeping ourselves to ourselves, perhaps not getting that social interaction that we're getting? And that for me is the best part about the shed, is seeing the social interactions, the banter, the laughter, the silliness, and occasionally something magical being created.
Yeah, I totally agree. There's an awful lot of silliness. I've lined up another video, which is without audio as it happens, but it's something I'd like to share with you. Let me see if I can add a share to this other window. And this, if I can hit play and share it straight in. Nope, let's add it to the stream and solo it. These are photographs from our outreach project. Over the last 2 years or so, we've been running an outreach project at the Grand Cortil Supported Living Centre in St Martin's. About 100 or so adults that live there. And every week, Wednesdays, for a couple of hours, I've been going in and meeting with up to half a dozen men and making all sorts of little projects. Here's some pictures of some little euchre trump card indicator things that we made, that we gave to the euchre group that meet there and sold one on to someone else. We get offers of, not offers, but requests of, "Ooh, I've got a broken chair, can you fix it?" There's our pool cue stand that we made that goes in the in what was the winter garden area, in a place where there was a pool table. But of course the pool cues were just stood against the wall, so we made this rather elegant pool cue stand, which was a whole pile of fun. We got to use our the shed's CNC router to do the wordage on the bottom there. And on the day that we sort of released it into the community, we all had a bit of a pool party. Other jobs we've done, at the Grand Cortil, we've put up shelves in a cupboard. We made a big wooden plinth to go underneath the post box, and we made it so that people who are using wheelchairs and people who are using not using wheelchairs, standing ambulant people, could easily reach the slot. This is images of us working on the postbox plinth, and this was working on the pool cue stand. But as Mark was alluding a moment ago, one of the most amazing features of whatever we get up to every week, there's always laughter. It's sort of a signature sound when you come into our little space. It's not much of a workspace, but in a stairwell, there's always laughter and stories being told, and jokes and what have you. And in the summer, as you can see, we go out into the courtyard outside, and one of the most precious things alongside the laughter is the connection with other tenants and visitors to the place who walk past the open windows, past the courtyard, and then come and chat. You could see we were building a big crib-like planter just a few photographs back, and it looked a bit like a manger. This was coming up in the summer, 18 months ago, coming up towards Christmas. And the running joke was that yes, we were making a manger for Christmas, but we were making it oversized just in case it was twins. And everybody laughed. It's cheesy and whatever. There's the manger. But everyone had a jolly good jape about it. It's a whole pile of fun. This big board that was being cut there, I've seen a few other photographs. We made a rolling ball game for the Russells group that meet at the place every four mornings a week. And we made a rolling ball game. Really simple, 3 balls and 3 holes at the end of the run. But yeah, simple in concept, but I've never actually seen anybody yet get 3 balls in 3 holes straight off the bat. In fact, ever at all. The most we've ever seen is 2 balls. But quite a challenge, and they really enjoyed hanging on to that. We gave it to them, and they keep playing. There's more manger pictures. Oh, did I mention that we laugh a lot? Okay, always such good fun. Inappropriate uses for a wheelchair, like a sawing horse. We've got a little bit of electronics, not much. This is our customary miniature pencil. You always keep a miniature pencil in that little pocket in your jeans, that little unknown what it's for pocket. You can always find a little pencil in there, and it never snaps because it's so little. And it can go through the wash. One of our little trademarks. I love this picture here. lots of lovely characters. An absolute delight to be with and to work with. So we've got 9 viewers, and we've waffled on for over half an hour. Is there anything else to say, Mark?
No, other than this seems to be working a treat, and I think it is a great concept, and I think we can really expand on this and do some regular broadcasts, and possibly, dare I say it, take this out to a much wider community, and perhaps make some connections with some people that otherwise will be not able to make any connections for the coming weeks, and give them an outlet where they give some people an outlet that they can connect with us, the wider community, and in fact the wider shedding community across the whole of the country. So if anybody's got any ideas of what we can talk about, because as I say, we've been winging it tonight. It's worked all right, but
to be fair, this is purely a test.
It is purely a test. But if someone's got some ideas, and I think we can. Didn't you mention, Marcel, that we could possibly actually broadcast live from the shed as well at some point?
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, so we can do some shed activity without actually having to leave the comfort of our armchairs.
Yeah, I can show people how to use the laser cutter and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's good fun. Yeah, so just to reiterate, if we can, if you want to get in touch with me, let me put up my email address again. Drop us an email on this address, marcel@makerspace.gg. We'd be particularly interested in anyone who can help us out discussing the concept of getting YouTube viewing devices, that sort of thing. Because if you're watching on Facebook, this can tell me. We've got 2 YouTube viewers and 6 or 7 on Facebook. But if we go out to YouTube, then it's pretty easy for something like an iPad to join the stream. And that could be given to somebody, even in a very short period of time, to view the stream if they are technologically isolated as well as domestically, socially isolated. So that would be something really interesting for shedders and the wider shed community. But then also, if we can pioneer it through this network, then we'd be really interested in sort of forwarding that to the rest of the community to do all sorts of live streams where people can then watch from their own home. So if you can help us with that, please drop us a line. I think that's about it. I've just had a message in the background. I'm trying to work out where the message came in from, but it was Aaron saying good stuff, but I don't actually know where it came in. I don't. This is a bit strange. It was a. We're using Google Chrome to generate this. That's the browser that the software works with, but I can't see. So, Aaron, if you're still with us, could you ping us either through YouTube, stick a message through YouTube or Facebook? Just try that again. I don't know where that came in. I'm sorry to be a bit blundersome, but this is our first foray into this for real. We've been tinkering most of the day on it, so not long. And I can't see anything coming in, so maybe he's dropped off anyway. I don't know. But thank you to everybody that's joined us. And thank you again, especially to everyone that's engaged. We've got to give a big shout out to StreamYard. I approached them this afternoon, explained what we were trying to do, said we're a charity, and they gave us a month's free trial and a discount on the annual subscription. So I'll big them up. StreamYard, they're the guys that have this technology, and it's very, very, very cool. Somebody sent me a message. No, somebody said Facebook user says I sent a message. But
did you send it by messenger, perhaps?
Facebook Messenger message. Well, let me go into another browser. Yes, I've got a Messenger message. And it is from Aaron Yan. Oh,
There we go.
There's a whole, they've got a whole chunk of text. Let me just read. Loving the live video chats. Sorry to hear the shed is closed for a while, but it's probably best for sure. He just goes on to mention about the photo project that he's been doing with us. Aaron Yandel has been up to the shed 2 or 3 times over the last 6-8 months, taking portraits of shedders as part of a documentation, photographic documentation project, which has been absolutely lovely. On our future stream, we'll have to tie Aaron in. That would be really good if we can tie Aaron in and get some of his photographs out through the stream, and we can share that and talk about why it's important. So, Aaron, if you're still with us, yes, we'll have you. We'll get you involved in the stream, please. So he's just saying, good luck with the shared, great video show. I'll be in contact when I get my camera back. Oh, he must have lost his camera. And we'll see what happens with the virus. Yeah, okay, stay safe. All the best, Aaron. Thank you, Aaron. That'd be cool. So, unless there's anything else to add, that'll do. Don't know if I've got a... Yeah, I'll stick up a banner just to finish us. We'll leave the stream running for a few minutes, or a few seconds at least. We'll say adieu, and get in touch with us if you can help in some way. And we'll see you probably during the week, and we'll try and get this running regularly. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Night, guys.
Bye.